Good evening. As I had word, Grace.
It is.
Tell them who said. Tell them who said that, Grace.
Abraham Hicks.
Man, she say everybody. So they go to Abraham and say, "Good morning." What she say, Grace?
It is.
Good evening.
It is.
It is right. All right. Today we talking about. It's easy to forget. They, with your cameras on, I want to talk about the loser that is Antonio Theodore Smith Jr. There will be blood in the water. There will be tears. I want to drag me today. I'm also going to eat a pie that I cooked myself. Don't tell Susan. I tried. Petty. I used to hate when people called me that back in school. Yes. This is a pecan pie, but instead of pecan, I crushed graham crackers. And I crushed graham because I don't like pecans. I crushed graham crackers in the place of the pecan. Stirred it all around. But see, you just a senator on. Mm-hmm. You one of them Gerber babies. You don't understand. Yeah. You're a Gerber baby.
My mama from Orangeburg, South Carolina, and she had pecan trees in her front and backyard. So don't talk about substitute no graham crackers for no pecan.
Sir, there's no pecan. There's no pecan or pecan. That's something totally different in Texas. Okay, we don't do pecans here.
And pecans, and we say it with a B. Pecans. It's a P and a B at the same time. It's a pecan. Right. It's a pecan. How do you spell it? Pecan.
B-A-C-A-N.
You goddamn right. That's what it is. It's B-A-C-A-N. That's what she said. That's what it is. That's how we say it in Texas. Well, I got a pecan tree in my front yard right now.
That's bacon. B-A-C-O-N. It's bacon.
Bacon.
They said B-A-C-A-N.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. That's weird to me too, girl.
I was thinking about bacon. Sorry.
You are sick.
You're all right. I thought that's what they said first too.
Bacon is in your repertoire. Let me highlight you vegans.
I was with you too, baby.
Yeah. Let me highlight you vegans just for a second before we get back on subject. Vegans, and I'm 90% vegan. Vegan, if y'all don't stop making vegan chicken, vegan nuggets, vegan turkey, just eat some damn meat if you go do all that.
No. Hold on.
My apologies. That's gonna get me canceled.
There is a brand. They don't even make I can't even find them anymore. They made Hot Pockets. And when I tell you they was cheesy, like the mozzarella cheese, the pepperoni
but the bread was sweet though. That's not Morningstar. It's a competition of Morningstar that's in Walmart. I forget what they call. That's nasty. That's disgusting.
It was disgusting for you. It was lovely for me.
Oh Jesus.
Fair enough.
Okay. It was on point.
It's easy to forget. Adrian is in a meeting and is unable to turn her camera on right now. Was I supposed to read that out loud?
No.
Oh. Sorry. Oops.
It didn't matter. I was just letting you know that I wasn't looking at your screen, but I was listening to your screen. But yeah, that's why you don't see me. But I'm here.
But just for future reference,
I can't stand you though.
But just for future reference, if it shows up in your chat, Antonio, and and the name is in red, don't read it out loud.
Thank you.
Got you.
And Antonio, you know damn well I ain't sending no messages in chat because I don't know nothing about it.
You don't know nothing about that.
Nothing about no chat.
It's been 4 years. You've seen 2 messages in chat. 2.
If they stay up too long on the screen, I might halfway read it and say, "Oh shit, that looks like something important."
Grace text message Fabby while we talking.
I sent you a message about Fabby. A
Okay,
text
you
message.
did? Okay, good. She texted me yesterday. We good. We good. All right. We gotta have a serious conversation. Because we aren't shit. Excuse me. My apologies, Otis. I'm not shit. My bad. This is a conversation about Antonio Theodore Smith Jr. It's called It's Easy to Forget. I'm going to be open and honest about my hospice mother situation, which I have not been. I've been honest, but I haven't been open because I've been processing. You understand? Now, I don't mean processing the way y'all use it. We already know Trinace used processing to say, fuck you, Jerome. I disagree. I really go agree later, but I'm going to agree when I feel like it. Shit. That's pretty much what came. That's just, it's solid, Grace. You know, that's shit. It's solid. It's real solid, right? It's solid. That's that black mother. Only a black mother can say shit like that. It's, you know. It's a look they give that, anyway, y'all don't understand.
You better continue to keep Early's legacy alive, please, okay?
Okay. Nah. You know, that's
Them nitwits.
So I have to admit to you all, in all my ascension, and it is incredible. I know my ascension is incredible. First off, I don't see nothing regularly, Otis. Let me just keep it real with you. I ain't been mad in 8 years. 8 years before that, it was like 12 years. That don't mean you ain't got me fucked up, Jerome. That ain't what I said. But be angry and do not sin is what your Bible says, Jerome. Okay, all right then. All right. So just to be clear, I'm in the book. I'm cussing, but I'm in the book. Yeah, okay, all right then. There you go. All right, I'm in the book. I'm in the book. I ain't shit. Easy for me to forget. And I'm the one who ain't supposed to forget. Can we talk, Jerome? Can we talk? This what happened. September 10th, I'm minding my business playing Fallout 76. I think the only thing I'm really thinking, besides playing Fallout 76, is when is Deanna gonna give me some? I think that's the only thing I'm really thinking outside of that. Is that too real? My apologies. But this is what I'm thinking, okay? And I get a phone call. Your mama just got into an accident. Oh, okay, sir. So she probably turning red, Grace. She cut off her camera. Your mama got into an accident. I say, okay, no problem. And Otis, well, sir, that's not it. She's like, her son FaceTimed her. She got stage 4 cancer. Damn. That's fucked up, really. I'm really keep it real with you. Look, damn, doc. Well, it went to her brain too. Okay. Doc, you're killing me right now. You know what I'm saying? And even though I am a king and have spent 41 years embracing my kingness, I will always be a kid. And a kid who strongly desires his parents. Here's the punchline, Grace. I'm giving you the backdrop. Here's the punchline. The punchline is 72 hours ago, my irritating, entitled, ungrateful mother, her whole health slipped. And now I'm praying to God, bring back her entitled, ungrateful. Come on, Grace, help me out real quick.
Yeah.
Self. Because I forgot while she was being mad disrespectful. She was. There's no doubt about it. She was still God. Catch me, Jerome? Did you catch me? While she was acting mad entitled, Trinae, she was God. Did you hear me? It's easy to forget. It's the name of my title. Let me give you the backdrop again. The backdrop is September 10th. Doctor called me. Changed my whole life. September 16th, I bring her home. Punchline is, Trinae, she can't hold a cup. Let me tell you what happened. I told my dad this today. So how your mama doing? I said, well, Dad, you got divine timing. You probably need to talk to her. Thought she was going to die last night. So he talked to her. I have no idea what they talked about. And I said, Dad, to answer your question, so how you doing? I said, well, Dad, I'm kind of thrown off right now. But how your mama? She's like very fucking nice. This is exactly what I say to my dad. Those exact words with that exact tone. He say, okay. I said, nah, you don't understand that. She ain't been fucking nice to me since she been here. Exact words, exact tone. I'm telling you. And I say she made me realize something. We're born into this world. God. And when we get super close to death, we go back to being God. All them learned behaviors, they out the window, Phil. Worried about your credit score, that's not a God thing. But y'all don't want to hit me today. That's all right. I'm going to keep pushing it though, Jerome. All that, I'm mad at this. Hey, you ain't never met somebody on their deathbed mad. I dare you to go into a nursing home. You're going to hear a whole lot of people dying, regretting the fact that while they was living, they wasn't living like God. That's the punchline, Jerome. Can we talk? I just want to do a case study on the forgetfulness of Antonio Theodore Smith Jr. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. She, Damali, got on my god doggone nerves. Now, I didn't say. Here's my caveat. Here's what is grateful. Here's what blesses me out. What blesses me is I never did anything wrong. I don't have no regrets, Otis, because while I was getting pummeled in the face, I never reacted in a way that was disrespectful. That don't mean I ain't had to put in check twice. I did have to put in check twice. It is what it is still. You should have knoshed me. You wasn't there. So I had to go ahead and just create some healthy boundaries is what we're going to call it. Okay? Some healthy boundaries. All right? Okay? Outside those two healthy boundaries, never said anything that was disrespectful. You have to know she was mad disrespectful. Mad disrespectful. But as she is transitioning, she's never been disrespectful. See, what it is, Tremaine, it's just the bullshit we put on us to protect ourselves that I was looking at because I forgot she was God. This is the honest to God truth. I can't make this up. In fact, this is like going to be the dumbest thing with no punchline I ever said. My mom, 48 hours ago, Otis, my mom was saying, hey, baby, there's my son. And I was like, who the fuck is you talking to? My mom ain't never called me baby her whole life. You hear me? I have no memory, and that ain't we've been having it here. And now she her real self. Not the self. Okay, I hope you don't think I'm talking bad about my mom. She the self, not the self the streets made her, but the self she incarnated to be. And Jamal, I let my experiences with my mother blind me from my mother. I'm just trying to talk, Otis, about the forgetfulness of Antonio Theodore Smith Jr. I ain't trying to bother nobody, but you're going to get all this truth today, because I ain't shit. And if I'm your leader, you probably shit with peanuts in it. I'm just saying. So I want you to think about it for a second. Kamala, did my mama stop being my mama? No. That's not what happened. What happened was, and I told my therapist this morning, what happened was, in all my ascension, Brazil nuts, in all my ascension, this what happened. And Phil is the smartest person on this phone call. In all my ascension, I had a prejudice. Raise this little head. My prejudice was, you being mean to me. And what you saying to me ain't got nothing to do with me, because you don't know me. You missed it. Rewind, press play. My mama don't fucking know me. If I keep the fact that I haven't talked to my mama in 37 years in my head, or Damali, if I remember she God, then my mama been knowing me for 37 million years. And I've been wrong the whole time. Somebody gonna catch you in a little bit. I'm just trying to tell you the story I'm trying to tell you. See, little me had a prejudice. I didn't know it, Otis. And shame, blessed are thou who have seen and have not seen, with me, Jerome. Because until she actually started dying, I couldn't tell you what I was telling you. Y'all gonna hear me today. You don't hear me today. There is nothing about me making myself look good right now. I am telling you how much trash that I am. My prejudice. But she kept saying a whole bunch of shit, Otis. And I was like, and I never reacted. See, you don't understand. You gotta ask Deanna. You understand? I never reacted. Not one time. Not one time.
Not once.
Never reacted. Not one time. But I didn't understand, Phil. But, hey, hold on, y'all. All right, this is perfect timing. Grace, take over. Y'all hold the discussion. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. All right. Before I say something, okay, perfect timing. Before I say something, does anybody have anything they want to say based on what Antonio was talking about? Don't shake your head like that, Deanna.
Threw you out to the lions, huh?
Okay.
Say, I agree with that whole statement of how easy it is to forget that we are dealing with God when we're dealing with these people around us. That's all I gotta say.
That is true. That is true. Okay, because it was for one moment. Y'all heard D say nitwits? My grandmother. Oh my goodness. I'm talking about middle of the night, probably like I think 2 in the morning.
Hell, early.
2 in the morning. I heard her say my name real loud. She had strength in her voice that time. At that time, her voice had been weak. And I wake up because I'm asleep in the living room, and my god sister is asleep in the room with her, so that one of us could be in there if she ever needed, she needed something right there to there. And I wake up and I just hear her saying, "Go get the damn beans." I was like, "What's going on with grandma?"
Don't say Grammy, come.
I didn't know what was going on. And grandma was saying, "It's some beans in the white cabinet." And I went to look. I said, "Okay, grandma, I'm going to see." Because she's telling me she wanted to eat some beans. She didn't know what time it was. So I was going to look in there. There are no beans in the cabinet. Okay. I said, "Well, grandma, it's no beans in the cabinet. I know it's some beans in the Lord, y'all just no." And she was just upset or whatever. Well, then we had remembered the next day that my mom fixed those beans that she was talking about that was in the cabinet the day before and left them on the stove too long and scorched them, so we had to throw them away. Well, my god sister's mom came and told her that, she's like, "I knew I had some beans in there. You nitwits." My grandma has never called us names or anything like that. I was like, "Grandma, you called us nitwits." She's like, "Y'all were jacking like jackasses." All I could do was laugh. All I could do was laugh. And my aunt was telling me, she said, I had to tell Carrie, who's my god sister, that was me and her staying with grandma. I had to tell her, "Hey, that's grandma is, where she is, and she's saying stuff right now because she not, and so you can't take that stuff to heart or whatever." So all I could do was laugh. But I understand what Antonio is saying, because of course, anything grandma wanted, we were trying to get for or whatever. But I mean, she was irate that night and wanted them beans, and it's a running joke all the time. Okay. And so, but yeah, I understood what he was saying when he said I couldn't talk like this until she started dying. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Anybody who's ever been there, losing a loved one and seeing them in the transition stage and actually, being there and witnessing all of that, it's a doozy, Mr. Phil, go ahead.
I just ran across the book tonight by April Ryan. Black Women Will Save the World. In a long overdue celebration of Black women's resilience and unheard of strength, the Reverend trailblazing White House correspondent reflects on the year that changed everything, 2020, and the African-American woman's unprecedented role in upholding democracy. I am keenly aware that everyone and everything has a story, April D. Ryan acknowledges. Also, I have always marveled at Black women and how we work to move mountains and are never really thanked or recognized. In Black Women Saves the World, she mends the two truths, creating an inspiring and heart-throbbing portrait of one of the most momentous years in America, 2020. When America elected its first Black woman vice president and celebrates the tenacity, power, and impact of Black women across America. From the beginning of the nation today, Black women have transformed their pain into progress and have been front lines on the nation's political, social, and economic struggles. These sheroes, as Ryan calls them, includes current political leaders such as Maxine Waters, Valerie Jeanette, and Kamala Harris, Latosha Brown, and other activists. Combining profiles and in-depth interviews with few influence movers and shakers and many more, Ryan explores the challenges Black women endure and how the lessons they've learned can help us shape our own stories. Ryan has chronicled her personal journey from a working class Baltimore to the sweet echelons of journalism and speaks about today's hurdles. In fact, today's hurdles, I'm trying to read this off the phone, it's really small. Ryan also chronicles her personal journey of today's Black women, of today's hurdles she faced in becoming one of the most well-connected members of the Washington Press Corps, while raising 2 daughters as a single mother in the aftermath of a messy divorce. It is time for everyone to acknowledge Black women's unvalued contribution to America, yet our democracy remains in peril and their work is far from done. Black Women Will Save the World presents a vital kaleidoscope look at women of different ages and from diverse backgrounds who devote their lives to making the world a better place, even if that means out of their place.
Wow.
Right.
Amen.
So as men still get counseled together, apparently. Only people who don't benefit from the Black vote is Black people. Anyway, thank all of you, women and Black women, for your role in what we're doing. Been listening the whole time, but there's some devastating stuff that happened in the background, which kind of proves or enhances it's easy to forget. It's easy to forget, Grace, that your grandmother was going to die. Now, that's not my point of it's easy to forget. My point of it's easy to forget is that your grandmother was God. God didn't get sick. The trillions of machines God was living in slowly stopped functioning till enough function for the machine couldn't keep operating. Can we talk? I just told my boys, I ought to get them. I just said, hey, we love y'all on that game, but we don't bother them on the game. And all the games they play is online, so they can't pause. But I said, until y'all grandmother die, y'all gonna have to help out. Now they do help out. What I'm saying right now, I gotta teach, and I say, I can't stop teaching. Because then y'all gonna be homeless. I can't stop working. They're gonna be homeless. So you gotta do that. And I said, well, here's the deal. I know we haven't told y'all that your grandmother is dying, but let me help you. She came to this living room to die. Let me just make this very clear. I told the 14, the 10, and the 5-year-old that. I said, now we've been protecting y'all, but she's gonna die. I hope I catch it when she do die. But it's 3 of y'all and 1 of me. So it's a 25%, no, a 75% chance I won't catch it. Come here, baby. Come on. What's up?
She's out.
She's out? Okay, go get Ada. All right, be right back. I told the little girl to tell me when she out because I gotta pack her to her bed spot. All right, Deanna, I want you to pick up on the fact that I'm not hiding my kids from the fact that she's gonna die. So I told them good job for making the last part of her life beautiful with her grandkids. Talk about that with your empathy.
I'm just gonna take a deep breath. Give me a second.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. That response. Right there. Me and Grace was actually talking about this yesterday. Or was that earlier today? I don't remember, my days are merging.
It was yesterday. It was yesterday.
And like how, like I was telling Grace, I watched, just like Grace watched her grandmother, I watched mine, but not like that. And to this day, I have a cousin who is not, he hasn't been the same. We were like 14 when our grandfather passed away. And he was in the room with him when he passed away. He was the same age as Antonio's oldest, 14. We were 14. And like, how do you prepare your children for something like that? Especially at the fact that 14, 12, 5, I remember and they find their grandmother. Like, how do you, the thing, y'all, I'm sorry, I'm just lost for words. I don't really have the words. I don't have the words. I wouldn't even know how to have that conversation with my own kid, the one I birthed. So to go through that, to all the while remembering. Like that's, I mean, if y'all can say so, I don't have the words. I really don't. You wanted me to say so with my empathy. I have no words. Like the thought of it, the thought of the entire situation and the weight that's on him, I do my best not to cry. Because while he is pouring out to y'all, there are things that have taken place that I told him straight up. I said, you a strong man. Because there are things that he has had to gone through that me, he said he forgot, but I would have forgot a long time before him. I have forgotten. And none of my family is on their deathbed. And I have forgotten. So to go through that and there's something that he keeps saying to me and it just rings in my head, and it rings in my head not only with his situation, but I think about it with everybody now. He always says, it's not about me. It's not about me. When he gets to, when things are just going off around him, and I always tell myself, I'm so sorry that you're going through this. He says, it's not about me. It's not about me. And I realize that's something that we also have to remember consistently on a daily basis when it comes to everybody. When someone is going through something, it's not about you. When someone's health is failing, it's not about you. When somebody flipping the hell out, it's not about you. And sometimes when they flipping the hell out on you, it's not about you. And I have to, and it's crazy because I text my brother one day and he flipped out via text message. And I was like, I get it, but this is why I text you. This didn't come directly from our parents. This is me recognizing something and bringing it to you. And maybe about an hour later, he say, I'm so sorry, I woke up feeling some kind of way. I was like, it's cool. I do it a lot too. You good. But if I would have responded how I would have normally responded, my response to him would have been completely different. But it wasn't about me. Antonio tells me quite often my awareness is at a certain level. I question it every time he tells me that. When he says everybody is God, I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. But it's not ingrained in me yet. So for me, it's the equivalent to everybody is God is not about me. And every time he tells me something that's going on or what's going through his mind or how he's thinking, I want to break down, but then he's like, it's not about me. And so I turn around and say, well, Deanna, you can't break down, because if you break down, you're making it about yourself. And it's not about you. But the conversations that he has to have with his 3 children about their grandmother and the possibility. I don't have no words. He wanted me to talk to y'all through my empathy. My empathy is, I'm trying to hold it back right now, because if I let it all out, y'all gonna see the ugly cry with the snot. Go ahead.
Deanna,
go ahead.
I'm going through there with my wife, Melanie. Her mom is declining. And I seen how it's taking a toll on her because you don't have a script for this situation.
No, you don't.
And I've been knowing Ms. Margaret for what, 32 years, and to see what she's looking like now. But 2 things happened. She told us, she said, look, I've been smoking since I was 17. So that's the reality. Because we saw how God moved the first time we prayed for it. But Melanie was upset because she went over there and she saw us smoking. And I told her when she first saw it, I said, well, listen, your mom been smoking since she was 17. She's at home all day doing nothing. So she crept back into her habit. I say, but this is not the time to criticize her because she's a grown woman. She knows what the situation is, and it is what it is. But it was like a Sunday ago, she ran, literally not ran, but she rushed out of church so quick. I'm like, man, what's up? And the lady who was speaking that lady service for us, she was talking about joy, you know, having joy, all things having joy. And she just told me, she said, I'm struggling with that, because how can you have that joy she's talking about when you see your mom about to decline? And I told her, I said, well, I can't answer that the way you want me to answer. I said, but you're living that scripture now. I said, because in all things, we have to be thankful. 1, she's still here. You got to be thankful for that. 2, you've been her caretaker. You see her, you're spending time, quality time with her. You have to be thankful for that. I said, number 3, you know, you got to enjoy this time that you have with her and make the best of it. I said, no, I don't want to see it happen, but we know it's going to happen. So what I learned from that and just backed off, I'm supporting her and let her go through her ordeal peacefully. And so, you know, I don't know what Antonio is going through. He's a tough guy. It's a lot. So I can relate to what you're saying.
Thank you, Uncle Ken. He gave me time to take a breath. Thank you so much for saving me. I was talking to Grace yesterday. I was pacing outside in the driveway when I was talking to her. I have a tendency to walk when I talk. And I was telling her, I was like, you have a man who went, as he said, 3 years without his mama, only to get his mama back to watch her die. Not only that, he a grown man. He has forgiven. He has let go. He has released. But men, help me. No matter what, there's still a part of you, that kid in you, that still wants your mama. So in my head, I'm thinking, and I haven't had this conversation with, I'm like, so he going through that, but he also may be going through the fact that the kid in him missed his mama only to have his mama come back and die. And I'm like, I couldn't do that. I do it because I would do it. Like, it took me a while to realize, and I've talked about my mom on several occasions. We used to didn't have a good relationship. We have a great relationship now. But I would take care of my mom and it would break me every day. Because I was I'm a grown woman. I don't need my mama. But I want my mama. The little girl in me still want my mama. And it would break me every day if I had to go through what he's going through. And I'm like, and that's why I've never told him why I tell him you a strong man. I've never told him that. But we don't give men the credit they deserve when they go through certain types of things. I don't think we do. I can't begin to tell y'all how many times I've had to reschedule something while I'm talking to a man, and his response is, I understand, I've been through it. And it's really starting to ring in my head how much men go through this, and they do it quietly. They don't say nothing about it. But just like women had a little girl in them that cry out for their dads or their moms, men got them little boys in them too, and them little boys hurt all the time. There's a gentleman that Antonio coaches, and he just recently lost his mom. And he don't bother. Like, I forget because he stays so quiet. So if Antonio may be going through, and these are my thoughts. I'm not putting this on him, but
Mallory.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. If he may be going through this, it's no telling the mindset of his children. Gratefully, they have him for a dad. Because you have a strong man raising strong children.
Deanna?
Yes.
If I may.
Please.
Antonio and I have, had little talks before, whereas, we have gone through some similar little things. And I was always taught that growing up in church, myself, down south, I was always taught that death is not something we should be sad about. It's something, we should do in celebration because we're going home. And that's why you hear me always referring to going home. After I had my own life after death experience from drowning, I have never viewed death the same from that point on. And whenever I shared the story with anybody about it, I always let them know, I said, it's because it's a strange thing when you're standing there and you're still aware of everything and everybody, and yet you can look over and see your body over there. And you say to yourself, I wonder what mama and them gonna think when they find out I'm gone. You're even aware of it. And I always tell people, I say, I cannot give the earthly word for it. I have never been able to think of an earthly word for it. But I always tell people, I say, it's the most wonderful feeling you could ever feel. I just can't put it in the words. Now, my mom, when she died, it took me nearly 8 years to get over my mom. But just about all the women pertinent in one swoop. Because like I said, everything that I knew, my stepfather, 2006, mom, 2008, grandmother, 2009, sister, 2010, everybody, just went boom, just like that, and I was able to sit with each and every one of these individuals in their last days, and tell them how much I love them or this, and that, and that. And like my stepfather, I hated the man growing up. But in the end, we were able to say I love you to one another. My mom and I did not have the best relationship that God Almighty know. This is the same woman that tried to start an argument just so she could shoot me for no reason. This is the same woman that tried to stab me, for just talking my sister from dropping out of high school. We went through a lot. I remember the day that we were in the hospital when she had her stroke. And she was laying on the gurney, and my brother was at the foot, I was at her head. And I remember the nurses and them came in and said, Miss Williams, we're gonna move you from the gurney over to another gurney. We just want to let you know we don't want you to we don't want to drop you. And my mother never told me and my brother how much we meant or any of this stuff. But that day she said, what? She said, me fall? She said, I ain't worried about falling. My boys are here. They ain't gonna let me fall. Me and my brother looked at each other and we were shocked because she had never said nothing to us like that to show that she believed in us that much. And I looked down at him, he looked at me, and we both got these big old eyes, like, what? And we was just shocked. And I remember a story my mom told me when we was little. Her and my grandmother didn't have the greatest relationship, and they battled. Yeah, and I got to see some of that stuff too. It was crazy. And and every time they fall out, you get drugged as a little boy in it, because they fighting over you at times. So my mom used to go up and drag me out in the cold and walk for miles down in them long Carolina roads and stuff. And I'm all cold and freezing. She walking 10 miles to the nearest neighbor house and all this crazy stuff. And she used to tell me, she said, I used to be sitting down crying. She said, you was just a baby. She said, you used to sit up and wipe my tears away. She used to tell me that all the time. And I remember that day when she had got to the point where she, the machine was the only thing keeping her alive. And she had told me, if I got to that point, Johnny, you have to take me off. Don't leave me on the machine. And I remember I was sitting there, and everybody's around me and the family, and everybody is calling me a murderer for the decision I'm about to make. Oh, you murderer, you this, you that, ooh, this. And the nurse is looking at me and saying, John, Mr. Calloway, what you want to do? And all the relatives there, everybody was there. And I looked at her and I said, turn it off. And we went in and gathered around my mom. And I remember when the nurse said that that was it. Everybody had left and I was still sitting there on the side of my mom. And I looked up and I saw a tear come down her face. And I reached out for the last time and I wiped my mama's tears away. And I told her, I said, Mama, I said, I hope I did the right thing. I said, because you told me this is what you wanted me to do. Because I know, I'm aware that they can still hear you. You know, even when you think they can't, they can still hear you. But I wiped her tears away for the last time. And it took me 8 years of mourning over my mom. Despite all the hardship we went through, it took me 8 years. I still, right here in this closet, I have my brother and sister's ashes in the closet. They put me through hell. But I ended up taking care of them. And when I finally, you know, had them cremated and everything, the reason their ashes are still here because I couldn't let go. Because I still loved them. Because that's all I knew. And you're right. When it's your mom, no matter what you go through, it's still that little boy inside that loves that woman. It's still that little, that's your first love. You'll never love anybody else like you love your mama. No matter what you go through. No matter what you go through. You can say, oh, I hate my mom, this, and this. But deep down, that little boy still loves her. And that's what it was with me and my mom. You know, and to this day, I say it all the time, I would give anything in this world to be able to walk in the door and hear her and see that beautiful smile with that gold crown in there saying, hey, John, I would give anything in the whole wide world just to be able to do that one more time. You know, so maybe that little boy, I admire his strength too, because I see myself in him. You know, we got that commonality in military guys, this, you know, and all this stuff, 82nd Airborne, all that, you know, we have that in common. That's why I like, not like, but love Antonio so much. That's why I always say, T. Smith, that's my boy, you know. So I understand, but at the same time, you know, I think we grieve. And as I told some family members, I think we grieve selfishly. You know, we have a tendency to want to take on, oh, if I had been there, you know, a little bit more, if I could have done this a little bit more, if I could have this a little bit more, what? Especially when the ones that are suffering, you know, with illnesses that are debilitating. Why would you want to prolong that anymore? You know, you're only thinking about what you want. What does that person want? I mean, they don't want to suffer. None of us want to go from what we are now. You know, I'm 60 years old, you know, hey, I'm pretty fit. I can do this, I can do that. If something happened to me where I could not use my bodily functions and things the way I've been, I would be devastated because I've been a super duper athlete all my life. Take that away from me, what am I? I don't want to be nobody taking care of me all the time or messing with me all the time. I even told my niece and nephew and them, hey, I get older, man, you know, and I can't do that. And you get them, I'm gonna have a 22 in my pocket, I'm gonna shoot your ass. I told them that. Mess with me here, you know, abuse me, I'm gonna pop you. You going with me. Simple as that. We all go bust the hell's gate wide open together. So I'm like, hey, I'm just being honest. But you know, it's sometimes we just grieve, you know, hey, like I said, I still think it's that little boy in him. He's doing what he feels is right. I would have done the same thing because I went through hell with all my siblings and everything, stepfathers and all that. And yet in the end, I was the one there that took care of all of them. I buried them. I still have the ashes with me because I haven't been able to let go still. So I understand. And he's going to be all right. You know, hey, we can sometimes as men, we get be so strong and we be silent. Let me tell you something. 2 weeks after my mom passed, I was being so strong and so tough. I ended up in the hospital on the same floor, down the hall, in a room where my mother died at because my body mimicked a heart attack. And I sat there for 2 weeks in the hospital. Do you think, Ann, one of my family members came to see me? My damn wife didn't even come to the hospital for 2 weeks while I sat in there. Yet when I got out, I didn't complain to nobody. I kept moving right along. So yeah, you know, we're gonna be strong because that's what Black men do. That's what we're taught. That's all we know. Because we're always protecting ourselves. We're always protecting our six. We always. So I'm with him. You know, my heart and everything is with all y'all. I'm with him. I know what he's feeling. I know what he's thinking, but he's gonna make it because I'm still here. So he gonna be here. ATS down.
Would it be fair to say, Antonio and Deanna, that what you're experiencing, I think, and maybe it's just a thought, but an answered prayer. Somebody prayed for that situation and you live in it, that prayer. You get to see mom, you get to see it in that in that stage. You know, when my dad was a booger bear when he was around. They called him Bull. And my sister called me and she said, come on, rush to the nursing home. He's about to transition. I said, no, he's not going anywhere until I get there. I used to walk in his room at the nursing home. He busts out crying like a big old baby. And I'm thinking to myself, you're the fella that used to grab me with one arm and switch in the other hand, tearing me up, dude, you know. And so when that happens, I told my son today, I have one son, my only son. I told him, I said, listen, call your grandmother, go by and see your grandmother, man. I said, she asks me about you all the time, but I saw the title of this our topic, it's easy to forget. But I told him, I said, my mom asks me about all of y'all grandkids all the time. And I used to tell my kids, hey, why haven't y'all called your grandma? My sister and my mom kept up so much stuff. And I'm like, I had him laughing. I said, I kind of know why you don't call, but I said, man, you got to call your grandma. I said, come on, it is what it is. Some family members, they cut up and they just cause problems. And we know, we all have that. But I told him, I said, listen, she's 84. She asked about you guys. I said, but y'all grown. And to just think about the situation, you get teary-eyed because nobody want to lose their mom, their dad, but it happens. And so I told him, I said, just out of your busy schedule, just give her a call. You can't go by that, just give her a call. Even if it's just 10 minutes on the phone, that's all it takes. But Antonio is the man, you know, we can be strong and we can still function, but I call it the silent storm when you just hurt and go through what you go through by yourself, because I'm that way. It takes a lot for me to get upset with somebody, but my wife tells me all the time, she said, you Superman. I said, no, I'm not. I got a heart that beats just like everybody else. But I like what you said, Deanna, when you said you think about stuff before you make a decision to speak, because we all guilty of that. I used to be that way, quick to respond. You know, somebody say something, you tear them apart until you just let it soak in and before you give them your best of your mind. But when Antonio say that, I be listening to him and I be learning from that. I say, I'm gonna try that, because he talking about, man, I ain't been mad in 2 years. I'm trying to figure out how to not get mad in 2 days. This brother talking about 2 years.
8 years. 8 years.
8 years. Well, I have to practice 8 days, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Thank you.
No, it's 100% fair.
Thank you,
100% fair.
Too. Thank you.
Let me ask y'all a question. Let me back up a little bit. I've been saying this. We have a tendency of making everything about us, especially with other people, but not. Oh my God, Phil's going too soon. Too soon for who? Going when he's supposed to go. Too soon for you. He died when he's supposed to die, right? You know, and stuff like that. So I don't want you to think, and I appreciate what Ken and John Calloway said, which I have no rebuttals to that. Let's focus also on Ken is God. So when I hear people say, well, I don't know, I didn't really like what Ken said to me, it's easy to forget. Did you catch it that time? Let me try it again. married to Damali, and my spaghetti is not served promptly at 98.7 degrees. I pick the plate up and I throw it against the wall. Easy to forget. God fixed that spaghetti. I'm gonna try it again for you.
It's easy to forget the person who threw the plate is God.
Ah, so okay. You're walking with me.
Yes,
You're walking with me. Okay.
Because if you would have thrown that plate out, that's out the window. What you not going?
Okay.
Cook it all day.
Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith.
Talk to me.
Before you go any further, your soliloquy.
Yeah.
There's something I want to say.
Talk to me, sir.
And then I'm gonna turn my mic off. As I was talking to someone earlier today about you, and we were talking about your mother and what's been going on with your mama. And as I think about what I'm going through, because I just 2 years ago lost my mama, I'm a caregiver for a woman I've been married to for 40 some years. And things are diminishing and going downhill. When I think of you, because I done got close to you, knucklehead,
yes, sir.
pain in the ass, but I kind of like him.
You know,
I said to myself, as I look at what's going on right now with you and my part in your life, I say, I know your story.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 37 years.
37.
And now she comes back into your life to die. There's a part of me, and you know I love the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of me that says, that's not fair. That's not fair. And then there's a part of me that says, damn God, you allow me to experience this, and you don't have to do that. So I just wanted you to know that, man. And thank you for sharing this with us, man. When your kids came in that a little while ago, I was done.
Mm-hmm.
I was done. Thank you, Antonio T. Smith Jr.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I had somebody very, very close to me, very close, highly respectable. Mama did something. Doesn't matter what she did. And it was like, look, let me get out a punchline first. I don't give a damn what my mama do to Molly. I ain't reactive. I'm going to just tell you, this is what it is, right? And I'm not telling you, Talisha, she do something every day. Well, actually, she does do something every day. And if you're just joining, I said very early in the call, and I sure wish she would go back to that shit. I said that. I did. This is the point for you. I wish she would go back to being an asshole. Yeah, you have no idea what I've been through, right? You have no idea. But I also greatly defended her and said, but that's that stuff we put on us, Talisha, to protect us. Right? Me and my mom, we had our talk. We had our talk. We had our talk when one of them days got real bad. We had our talk. She can't be nice to me because I remind her of my father. And I was like, oh, Mama, you gotta let that shit go. I said this in those exact words. She looked at me dead now and said, I can't. And then she just broke when she said that. This is like 3 weeks ago. She broke when she said that. I can't. And I looked at her and I say, well, shit, we can't together then. Because I can't do nothing but respect what you just said. we got to be on this same road together. You can't, and we can't. Or you're going to keep hating me. And I know that's not what you really think. And I know that's not what you want. You know what I'm saying? I know that's not what you want. And then later, of course, she was real fucking gangster. I have no other way to say that phrase, but she was. You had to be there to understand. She was like, whatever, Phil. Man, 8:30, 9:30 at night. Phil, I'm glad we had our talk. I love you, son. All right? People got to get that shit off their chest. And it was like 6 hours later. But I'm glad we had our talk. I love you, son. Was 37 years of erasement. All I needed. Didn't need nothing else. You may need something else, but I don't. Those 10 words wiped all that out the way. It wiped it out. And somebody very, very close to me was like, I think Jerome said it's not fair. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about your mama. Now, the way they said it was so freaking convincing, Phil. But I damn near descended. I was like, damn, you may have a good point. Like I almost like it's like it was a really good point though. It was a really good point. They said, look, not fair that your mother and her selfishness, I mean no disrespect, never came back for you. But now the only time she ever came back for you was to die in front of you. And I'm mad. I don't find that fair because you went through hell, so you know somebody know me a long time. And she's not considering what the kid's gonna go through. She's not considering what you're gonna go through. She's not considering what Monique gonna go through. She's not considering what Deanna's gonna go through. She's not considering you at all. She didn't consider you in her life. She is not considering you on her deathbed. And I'm mad. And I thought about that. And I was like, well, that's a good point. I mean, it really is. It was a well-structured argument. You're going to have a hard time disagreeing with that. I'm not telling you I agree with it because I don't. But damn, what a great argument. Like, that was great. It really was. It really was. As an intellectual, I respect great arguments, Molly. I really do. That was rock solid. And it was true. It was very true. It was very true. So I didn't really say that. And this is somebody that like loves me like Phil loves me. That acts like Phil. You know what I'm saying? Like me. Ain't never said nothing bad about nobody. You know, real talk, like never said nothing bad about nobody. So it had some weight on it because it was Phil saying it, right? You know, it was a Phil-like person saying it. And I remember stewing on that, Otis, and I remember going, this don't feel right to me. I didn't say it wasn't right. It was right. I didn't say it was fair. I mean, it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair. Like everything about this person said was facts on facts on facts. But Big Me didn't jive with that. Source Me didn't jive with it. But I didn't say nothing. The only thing I did was I started reversing it. When I started, like, and it was powerful. It was powerful. I started telling the kids how much their grandmother loved them. And I would never say any bad thing about it, you know. But you know, since they started going outside to play with her, she was a good professional baseball player in Germany. They started playing baseball with outside. Now I'm not doing that shit. me just keep it real with you. I ain't going outside. I'm playing no baseball. I'm not. That age has passed, Frida. Let me keep it real with you. But these kids, they did a good job. Just, I don't know how to be nothing else but me, Otis. Ain't no sense in me trying. The reason why my ministry works is I'm 100% real. Like, it ain't no sense in me trying to front. I ain't going outside and play no baseball. I'm outside trying to make money. You know, I see somebody, I'm trying to sell them ATS TV. I'm gonna get distracted too easily. I get distracted too easily, right? And then I start telling her how proud of her I am. I say, here's the deal, Fielder. This is the trick of the enemy. Is what Jerome's Bible would say. Well, not his Bible, but his church. And the whole time I'm telling her, I'm so proud of you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. This motor scooter, it was like rocky soil, Alicia. It was like, pew! Didn't matter. I just kept saying it. Because I received what my friend said. And I knew what my friend said to be true, but I also knew, not my reality, I don't want that. You're not hearing me. I didn't want that. Just because it was facts, and it was, Otis. I don't want to fucking be 50 and remember that. I don't want to be. There's nothing about me that wants to sit on the front row of her funeral guilty. That's just I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. So I started reversing. It wasn't in my mindset to reverse. Yeah, that's not what it was. Just wanted to create a newer reality. Is really what I'm really saying. Okay, it's what I'm really saying. Just wanted to create the shit that I was okay with sitting on the front row in all black with. That's all. I don't have a better explanation. Otis, I just want to sit on the front row at ease. Got no other agenda. Whatever you thinking, I ain't got that far yet. You feel me? I really haven't. I haven't. And as soon as I saw the signs of her declining, but we didn't know that was the sign. That's not what it looked like. I just thought it was the medicine or something, right? And every single good thing, I shit you not, I need y'all to hear me very well. Since September 16th, I have been saying, I'm proud of you. And this, you've done so well. And you did this. And I watched her. Y'all got to understand. She started hallucinating 3 weeks ago. And this hallucination thing was so fantastic. She can't walk, so she's struggling to walk. The cancer got to her brain, and it crippled the left side of her leg. Kind of like she had a stroke, but she didn't. It's just on that part that controls the left leg, so it drags. And this is the deal. She got up, Phil. She said, son, I got to take care of your family. I understand, it's my mama. First off, that's not a conversation that we've ever had. And she went and she got this. She's been watching Chicago PD. I can't make this up if I tried, Otis. She's been watching Chicago PD. There's a man on there named Hank. And Hank
Point is a bad.
Okay, same thing she said. And Hank gave her $70,000 in a golden bag. And for 3 days, I shit you not, I wish I was making this up. For 3 days, she walked from one side of the house to my little dirty washing machine side of the house with 5s, 10s, and 20s. And I heard her breathing heavy. She made at least 100 trips. I wish I was making this up. she would say, "How much is that, son?" I got a note on my phone. I don't even know. I got a note on my phone. I kid you not. She kept dropping off a 5, dropping off a 20. Just kept doing it. And she just kept doing it. And I was like, "Mama, what you doing?" "This for your kids, baby. You got to do this. This for your kids." And I said, "Okay. That make good sense, Mama. That make good sense." She say, "I don't need it to make sense. I need you to give it to your kids. I need you to give it to Monique. I need you to give it to 2 Pillows girl." That's what she called Deanna. "You need to give it to 2 Pillows girl." I swear to God, that's what she called Deanna. "You need to give it to 2, the first day she met Deanna gave her 2 pillows. That's her name now. "You need to give it to 2 Pillows girl." And she gave each of them, she gave the kids $30,000. There's 3 of them. She gave all that money, and then she gave $10,000 to her fiance, so they can eat and buy a car. And she turned around when she was finished. She was like, "I'm so not lying." She turned around when she finished. She said, "Now you don't get nothing, son. You're a provider. You can make your own money. You gonna take care of the kids like your mama say." "Yes, ma'am." And then this is the honest to God truth. And she went and she laid down. I kid you not. She laid down. She pulled up her cover. She said, "I'm going to heaven now." And of course, it threw all of us off. We like, is this prophetic or what you mean? Like, are you talking now or are you talking about the deed? Like, yeah, you need to be more clear. So one of them nights when I told you I've been up all night, yeah, that motherfucker said, "I'm going to heaven now." So I stayed up all night trying to make sure she wasn't talking about this night she going to heaven. Because I'm trying to catch her and not have one of the kids catch her. You know what I'm saying? And I remember telling her the next day, hey, son, give my money back." "Yes, ma'am. Get your money back." I pick up air, give her money back, like she fucking see this. And she say, "I did good, huh, son?" I say, "Mama, you did great." The only thing she wanted to do was pay back what we've been given to her. In her head, her last dying thing she did in her sane mind was give me $70,000 to these kids, Monique and Deanna. And to this day, that's the truth. I refuse to change it. She don't need no other reality. Ain't no sense in me telling her she was hallucinating because it ain't gonna benefit nobody. So today, well, the last 72 hours, this is the crazy thing. So this is what made me teach this class. The last 72 hours, everything that I poured into her while I thought it was going ding, ding, her brain only remembers my affirmations to her. She don't remember nothing else. You didn't hear me. She don't remember ever going off. She don't remember anything. All she remembers, all that good stuff I kept feeding to her after my friend told me it ain't fair. But she goes, "Baby, hey, baby." This is me she talking to. All right, this is me. "Hey, baby, give me some ice cream." I got some ice cream. She go, "You good to me, son. This is not, you don't understand. This is not, I don't know this person." God has a funny way teaching lessons. See, here's the deal, Jerome. If if it didn't happen like this, if her memory wouldn't wipe clean of all the bullshit we've been through, if her memory wasn't wiped clean of all the terrible stuff that I've been enduring, I would say, Otis, you know what I'm saying? I took it in, I did that, you know. I can't say nothing, but God did. Because it don't make no sense, Damali. It don't make no sense. And that's my point here, Talisha. Easy to forget that the woman that I've had the last 72 hours was always the woman that was there. But my prejudice, I said this earlier. I really did. I really did say this earlier. My prejudice, she being me. Nah, just because I didn't react, don't mean I didn't fucking see something, Otis. Don't see y'all confusing not acting with not being pissed off. These are two different things. Just because I didn't sin don't mean I didn't say you don't fucking know me. I want to pay attention. I know how to keep it real. Dude, that don't mean that I'm perfect, Damali. It means I got my wickedness under great control. Yeah, man, 37 years. You telling me I act just like my daddy. You don't even know me. And I ain't even did nothing. What you talking about? This is what I'm saying in my head. But what came out of me with the proper, appropriate matching vibration was, we good, mama. We good. So now, and Ken was spot on. I am living the answered prayer. I'm only living the prayer of the mother who only loved her only child. I said she had one before me, but he died at like 6 months. So I'm what you call it, Deanna? You educated me. I had no idea. Deanna had to educate me on this.
The rainbow baby?
There you go. That's what it is. I'm a rainbow baby. I ain't know that shit. I had to look it up. I was like, what is that? It's the firstborn after you lose a baby as a baby. They call them rainbow children. I ain't know that. I'm Antonio. What? I'm not telling you, Damali, that it's easy to forget that we love people. One of the first things I said on this phone call was, when you're born, we're close to God. When you start dying, all that stuff, your deathbed starts falling off. And you go right back to being and acting just like God and caring about what God cares about. Nobody on their deathbed goes, wish I had more money. God got all the money. Wish I had more time with my children. I wish I lived more. I wish I forgave more. It's easy to forget, Talisha. It's not coming from the fact that I've been good. I actually started the conversation off by saying I ain't shit because I forgot while I was being good. I was being good because I got myself under control. When the truth is, that was unnecessary, Otis, because had I remembered she was God, wouldn't even need no control. That was too deep for some of y'all. That was way too deep. See, you don't understand. I went through all that ascension gymnastics, Trinace. Unnecessary. All I had to do was say, "Ooh, look at Phil. Phil's God. God can't hurt me." Wouldn't even have to do no damn gymnastics. Y'all not hearing me. I did all this miraculous stuff. They're gonna write books about me. Antonio did get bullshit. All that's trash. Because had I kept my perception straight, this lady is God, and God could never say nothing mean to me. Never have a problem with me. I wouldn't even need them damn gymnastics. So it's easy to forget, Trinace. We doing good stuff. But all that energy, all that connotation, it's unnecessary. It really is. It's unnecessary. Because had my perception been straight, Jerome, wouldn't even need no effort. Can I prove it with your Bible, Jerome? Grace brought this up yesterday. I remember 2012. I preached. I might show it to y'all. Hold on. Let me see. I might have it because I wrote down all my stuff just to look at this. Nope. I wrote this sermon a long time ago. Down, you got it. You got my whole. Did you give it to Brad or you got it?
I got all of them.
You got all of them.
I showed it. Which
Did
one
you put them in alphabetical order? When God stopped acting like God, go find it. Go find it. You go find it. It's from 2000. See, what I did was I wrote down every sermon I ever did, Jerome. And there's thousands of them. I'm not lying. Date, when I did it, and where I did it. And say, the name of this joint is like When God Stopped Acting Like God. Grace brought it up. Tell her what you brought up yesterday, Grace. You like, man, I always had a problem with that scripture in the Bible. Tell what you brought up.
I said, the only time I had a problem with Jesus is when he called that woman a dog. I said,
it's so difficult. And I had the fortitude. You hear me? I had the whole fortitude. First year of pastor, I had the whole fortitude to get in front of a bunch of old folks. And I say, today I want to speak with you about the subject when God stopped acting like God. And before I tell you what it was about, let me tell you the punchline, Jerome. In your life, you will have situations when you praying and God start doing some stuff and don't fit what your Bible say God ought to be doing. Yeah, I don't want to play. See, I don't know what Talisha been through. I just know Talisha said, ooh, I want this. God was like, nah, can't do it. But God, you said in your word, so I didn't come here for you, Talisha. I came here for the lost children of Israel. Is that in the Bible, Jerome? Is that in the Bible? I didn't come here for you, Talisha. Came here for the lost children of Israel. Oh, but Lord, Son of David, don't have mercy on me. Can't do it. Can't do it. Why you can't do it? But I didn't come here for you dogs. Yeah. Come on, Grace. Come on, Grace. Tell about what it say, Grace.
that is what it say. And then the lady was like, well, even the dogs, you gotta eat the crumbs from the master's table. And I was like, man, Jesus called her a dog. I can't get over that. Why'd you do that, Jesus? Call a lady a dog. That's terrible.
Felicia, gone. You the dog. To the dog self. Stupid. How do you handle it? When the God you know don't act like the God you know. Y'all talk about that while I go handle it. Come on, Pastor Ken. You the real pastor. I'm a heathen.
He no, you the man. Hey, it always happens in situations like that. Deanna is the type of woman I could tell she'd have an attitude if she was in Jerry's situation. Supposed to be coming to my house. What you doing stopping dealing with this woman? My daughter at home about to die. What Jesus, don't you supposed to be going to my house? and
perfect.
Hey, but you know that it teaches a whole lot. Like, I'm going through something right now that I ain't experienced really in years. And I'm like, man, this is a little different, you know, been there before, but I'm like, it's been a while. So I'm like, what's going on? But then I was reminded that you're walking with Jesus, but you still got issues. Walking with Jesus, still, you know how these
still got issues.
These folks be talking about, you supposed to be a Christian. You supposed to be a preacher. I'm walking with Jesus, Frida, and I still got some issues. The woman had issues for 12 long years. She know Jesus was supposed to go heal that girl, but she decided to touch the hems wrong. Mm-hmm. But it was so cold-blooded, he said, wait a minute, who touched me? Because she didn't just touch, she touched. You know how it is when your woman, she touches you. She put them warm lips on your forehead, she's touching you. Yeah. So you're walking with Jesus with issues. And so that just reminds us that even though we doing the right thing, trying to do the right thing, but we walking with Jesus with our issues. I preached one time, Antonio, I told him I was wounded in the house of my friends.
That's how it works, man. That's how it works.
You know,
many of y'all. Oh, go ahead.
Well, you know, what triggered the thought was all of this stuff we got going on with the gentleman Takeoff who got killed here in Houston, and everything is, they're talking about Jay Prince and his boys, how people have to check in and supposedly get protection, and then wind up being the same person that was in the video in the car who's the one accused of killing him. And, you know, that's why you hear me say it all the time. I think I told Otis when we talked, I said, I can do wrong by myself. I don't need no help. I can be gangster all by myself. I ain't gonna snitch on myself. I ain't Captain. But I can do it by myself. We're talking about this forget stuff because you know what? Yeah, done got me started. We don't practice. This is called, it's called, I don't know, we should call it Christianity. I think we should just call it practice. Because that's what Christianity is to me. We practicing these things. People sit up there, these scriptures sound good when they don't apply to you. You ain't going through, you know, you got it all good, so they don't apply. You know, you could quote them quick when they don't apply to you. But when the situation comes to your house, then we forget those scriptures, same scriptures. Because I had Grace Rowland today, I told her about somebody you know, and I was like, man, look, how in the world, I told Grace this here, Antonio don't owe me nothing. I said, ATS has blessed me in so many areas, financially, mentally, spiritually, socially. And then because the individual that I was talking to, because I told her, and y'all know how I roll, I take you to lunch and let you eat while I do all the talking. And I told the individual, I said, man, how in the world can you be upset? And you were sitting, and don't take this out of context, you were sitting at the master's feet. You were sitting at the master's feet. But yet and still now you throwing darts? You got a dagger in your hand?
I see the darts.
Yeah, well, see, what I told Grace was, I said, it's crazy. Because number one, I said, I don't agree with everything Antonio said. That don't apply to me. I just don't say nothing. So I ain't gotta agree with everything. I ain't that kind of guy. I'm a leader. But I take what Antonio has blessed me with, and I celebrate him on that. So therefore, you won't hear me saying, man, Antonio doing this. Antonio didn't do this. I don't have to say that. I got to celebrate what Antonio has done. And if folks realize that, they wouldn't leave just because they're talking about a witch. Like I said, a bewitched, that's the only witch I know. I told Grace, I said, the witch that he brought to me, she kind of cute. Gonna have a witch, at least get a cute one. I don't want the ugly witch. No teeth, talking crazy. But, you know, people be tripping because you get the information. We paid Zig Ziglar $69, $89, and he quoting scriptures. I'm like, I learned that in Sunday school, man. I thought she was gonna give me something. But when it's us, like you said all the time, we get the truth. So we take what we can, because the truth be told, and I say it all the time, when you talked about group economics, I started using that term more when I got here. I done had a bunch of guys around me, we all making millions of dollars, but none of us was doing nothing. We should have had a ton of McDonald's franchises, but we trying to flex on each other. But they couldn't all flex because I had more cars than all of them. And it's sad, we making millions of dollars, but you ain't spent $200,000 with me on no exotic. You went and got it from that other guy. And you know I got it.
Yep.
So, but guess what? Did hurt my feelings, because this is how everybody who you say left you and they call other folks and they buck, well, if they call me, they're gonna get a awakening, because this is how I roll. I'm like, you didn't do business with me. You had the means to do business with me, but you wait till you got to get rid of that car, and then you call me to help you get rid of it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy it, Adrian, but I'm gonna give you like 25 cents on the dollar. So, you know, your enemy wind up being, the person who's talking like noise, and you know, I'm the youngest of 5. My mom is 84 years old. I called all my siblings and I told them, I said, y'all Negroes can't come up with $100 each? I said, that's $500. Sister Mary can get $100 each. And they gave me all kind of excuses. And I said, man, you probably drunk $100 this weekend on beer. But you can't get $100 to your mama? Your mama done had 5 kids and we can't come up with $500? Yeah, right. So when I see this group and we learn something from you, instead of us, the people taking what they learned, because nobody can come here and say they didn't get nothing out of ATS. I'll fight for you on that. That would have to be a lie. So what happens is, if it helped your business in any kind of way, I don't know, attend y'all coaching classes, but I learned from Mr. Field whenever he opened up his mouth, because I'm waiting to hear what he say. Because I know he's gonna say something either funny or something that I could use. Might not use it today, but I'm gonna use. That's how us preachers do. We be stealing sermons, stuff you say. When you say something, I say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna roll with that." Antonio gave me a thought, and you just walk with it. But no, it's not a race thing. This is what I used to do to my theologian students who was with me. And Mr. Fields it's not a prejudice statement, but I was making a point. You guys come to this class, you're preachers, you're working on your bachelor's, your master's, your doctorate. But we go to the Christian bookstore and all the books are written by white guys. What's the problem? See, that's the kind of stuff I used to get down with. You know your Bible. We're gonna talk about the real now. Because I'm like, all of these sermons that y'all write, who told y'all had to preach something new every Sunday? I'm still talking about what you talked about when we was talking about Moses and they was complaining. I can work with that for the rest of the year. It's like a pot of spaghetti, man. I can eat it Monday through Friday and go back and it's seasoned good, Frida. I'm ready to eat it Saturday again. It's it's amazing how they say, I got a word from God. Okay, if you got a word from God, that word should be good for the rest of the year. Now you're gonna tell me God gave you another word? I'm still trying to work with the words you get. Man, see, I used to think I was something, Antonio. You put me to shame. I used to get up and post chapters back in the day, and I thought I was doing something. Impressing people. Shoot, I'm struggling with one scripture now. I'm like, God, I'm trying to understand. Let alone quote a book. I'm trying to figure out what are you saying in this one scripture. Because like you say, we're so self-arrogant on ourselves, but that's why I tell people, I say, listen, work out your own salvation. And when you're working out your own situation, I ain't got time to worry about what Antonio didn't do or didn't say or can't do or this, that. I ain't got time to worry about agent stuff. Man, my stuff, I got to worry about working out your own, meaning working out your own. Every time I pass by the mirror, I said, man, I'm working out my own stuff. You know, tell my wife, you better get it because I'm working on me. I can't get it for you. We won, you ought to know it. I still trip out. She tell me all the time, you don't open the door for me no more. I said, see, you be lying on me. Every time I hit that remote, the door's open. Get in. You don't say that when I unlock the doors and you get in. Somebody after you better get in that car. So, you know, people, and I was a little thrown back because we went there to pay our respect to Grace's grandma. But then I invited them to come to dinner because I want to know what the problem is. Where you been, man? What's up? And, you know, it's just amazing when you're in business, people say, I think we want it too quick. I think we feel like it's got to happen all in one setting. And that's not the way it goes. But I can speak for myself, man, you know, and I told Antonio this to his face when I first came on this group and I was listening. I didn't know what y'all was talking about. I just feel I get in the party. I don't know what these niggas are talking about. I just listen. Cause I'd be like, man, they all over the place. Cause y'all was testifying, y'all was talking business, y'all was just like, wait a minute, what are we supposed to be talking about? And they just somebody start talking about their big toe. I'm like, man, what's going on here? But then when you just sit back and listen, and then you just, you know, there's a prescription written for me, and I just got to be patient and wait for it because, oh man, it gave me a thought. Now I can go put this in action and practice, see if this works, you know? So that's what I get out of it. And that's what I think is missing because you said it perfectly well on one of the calls. Where else can you get this? I mean, come on. Sister Sandra, she break out. Adrian is a good person to have, just like a good old stack of cards, a little ace and a joker. Cussing auntie. I ain't gonna cuss y'all, but let me call my auntie. She gonna deal with you. So, you know, people just got to stop tripping because the stuff that was said just didn't make sense. And I, you know me, I rubbed it in. I'm like, you got all this equipment that's finna get dust on it because you talking about you finna go teach them little snotty kids. Negro, please. That's all I got to say.
It happens for sure. For sure. It always happens. And that's perfectly fine. With me, at least, because I'm like feeling that storyteller. You never really heard me say anything about somebody, so it's okay. I'll tell you this. When I was sitting there free and I was thinking, man, I really need, when I was watching her die, there's no other thing to say. I mean, it's what it is. And I remember thinking to myself, cuss me out. Come on, shit, cuss me out. That's all. And I remember going, you hypocrite. Oh, y'all getting it now. You hypocrite. So you didn't want to cussing you out. Now that she's not cussing you out, you want to cussing you out. So what you're telling me is you want her to be God the way you wanted her to be God. Easy to forget.
Watch it.
Easy to forget. Bam.
Let me go ahead and now that I'm out of the car, I have something that I want to share. Jerome, yes, this. And Jerome, I'm just now reading it to him. And I just think it's an appropriate time. But this is a poem by Jerome, and it was written in May, but I didn't feel that it was time to give it to you. So Jerome, I hope you don't mind me reading it now. It says, walking on holy ground. I was minding my own business. I was living my peaceful life. I don't consider myself that special. but I've been told I possess insight. I've structured my past, my present, my future, and to my surprise, I got the call. Someone dear to you needs to see you. Should I reach out or not at all? Although some years have come between us and there's some distance to our adage, I'm looking forward to our meeting because some time ago, I dropped that negative baggage. I knew it wasn't about my person and it wasn't about mistakes. Even though I didn't know what to expect, life is too short for us to be fake. I wanted to say a lot because there's a lot of years that we've been missing. But since he's brought me from a long way, my heart knew I needed to listen. Our initial meeting went so well, we agreed to spend some time on Mother's Day. She met her 3 grandchildren for the first time, and hallelujah was all I could say. I was not interested in unanswered questions, and my refusal to dig up the past just seemed so odd. But if you want to know about our missing 35 years, then you should go ask God. I've decided I'm moving forward and I'm starting from just where I stand. I'm not asking for a varied opinion. I'm keeping you informed that I'm my own man. I'm not about a lot of confusion, and I declined the invitation to attend your circus. In my heart, it was time for this reunion, and I know that I'm walking in my purpose. Until I received that phone, I knew how to be content, and I know how to abound. Then God brought Mama back into my life, and it's like I'm walking on holy ground. And that was by Jerome, and it was actually written in May, but I've kept it, and I just said, God, you show me the time. You show me.
I never knew this existed, by the way, y'all. I didn't even know she was talking about me until 75% in. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's a perfect time to bring this up. That's a perfect time to bring this up.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
I do have frames to put it in, and when I come down that way and bring the banana pudding, I'll bring it also. Yeah. But here's one more, and this is the one, an exercise in courage, and it's the Antonio T. Smith story. She walked out of his life one day, some 35 years ago, in search of an exclusive dream, or does anybody really know? Making the choice between 2 loves, she was compelled to leave him behind. Landing in the hands of CPS, it was foster care that he would find. And when things got real ugly and there was no one who would take a stand, he went into survival mode, and his new home became a street trash can. He faithfully attended school, and at times his grades, they really suffered. He was mentally and sexually abused, but it made him tougher. And then he got adopted, and then later he graduated. He also joined the army, and miraculously, everything was elevated. He promised himself to never look back and hope to heal up all those open sutures. He truly discovered that he was special and started to embark upon such an amazing future. He's made lots of money for other businesses, and then he started his own. I found that those who questioned his harvest failed to see what he has sown. He's the father of 3 great children, and they are just as smart as him. I've seen him mentor so many. You get it raw, and there's no spin. Then one day he got a call about this very woman, which walked out of his life without hesitation. He went to meet her because his soul had settled that past strife. The next day he introduced her to her 3 grandbabies. They all cried, and yes, they hugged. She might have abandoned him some 35 years ago, but he never, ever forgot her love. Thank you, Jerome. I just thought it was time. I thought it was appropriate. God said, do it now. So I had to be obedient.
Very appropriate.
The words that were spoken touched the hearts of the listener, because it certainly did to the reader. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen.
Deanna, you supposed to say something right there.
Amen.
I'm not supposed to say
Amen.
that.
But amen on that. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
I have learned from my that you don't follow the preacher and preach again.
Well, fair enough.
Thank you. And to the prophetic poet, Uncle Jerome, thank you.
You know, one of my favorite scholars of all time, I know him personally. I've actually taught Greek with him. His name is Dr. Felici Savwe. He's one of the world's foremost Old Testament scholars. And yeah, we call him, or we used to call him at HBU, the Apostle of Joy, because he's just always happy and laughing and this and that. And if anybody in ATS is the Apostle of Joy, that is most certainly Jerome. That's a fact. He's the Apostle of Joy. I want to leave you with this.
Okay, wait, I gotta stop. Wait a minute. Cause you know what? I'm not gonna say what I want to say, but I'm gonna say what I want to say about what I want to say, but not this time. But right now, I'm just gonna say this. All I want to know is, when is the movie coming out? Cause I'm just saying. It's just, okay, I'm gonna be quiet. Okay. I just know that it's in there somewhere. I know.
If I could just piggyback for just 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Is that not like in a continuation of what you were talking about earlier about the hero's journey? You know what I mean? Like, you're at the top of your game, you got everything going on, you're reevaluating your company, it's worth the Billy. You know, you go in another stratosphere, and then here's something that's straight torpedo in it, you know what I mean, and making you human again, you know what I mean? It's kind of humanizing you, because, you know, as you're going up there, we're all, you know, looking up, like, you know, oh, wow, you know, he's doing this, he's making millions, he's making other millionaires, you know, the whole deal. And then here's something that, you know, that you can't control. It's totally out of your hands. You get to deal with it 100%, you know, and your ability to deal with it, you know, kind of substantiates your ability to go to the next level. Like, if you couldn't deal with it, then, you know, it's almost like, you know, well, he can't deal with it, so I can't give him the Billy, because what can he do with $1 billion? He can't even handle this one situation that everybody handles. You know what I mean? It's like, it almost, you know, it's part and parcel with the story you were telling us about, you know, the hero's journey. That's just, you know, that's what I was thinking about.
No, that's 100%. No, that's 100%, man. It's there's a lot in there to unpack. We're all on the hero's journey, and we're all in the hero's journey, inside the hero's journey. I wish I could tell you more, but we're right out of time. But I maybe I'll dedicate a whole series just to the hero's journey. But it'll be, I'll probably do it over the holidays, while a lot of y'all, like Grace, is going to be suffering during the holidays. Not to speak ill over her, but the same way Susan's going to miss her mama, making macaroni, doing Thanksgiving, it's the same way Grace.
Listen, I had to pick up this huge heavy turkey and turn it over so she can season both sides, and then put it in the roaster. Yeah.
And that's kind of my point, Grace. That's actually kind of what it's easy to forget that while you was picking up that huge heavy turkey, which was a chore, bet you wish you could do it again.
You know it.
You understand, right? That's I just want to leave you with this. If you're, I've said the point over and over, but I will be very direct. So Talisha, I'm gonna talk to you. As I've been flawless. I have, and I'm not saying that. I know what I wanted to do Damali, and I know that not only did I immediately stop it, I didn't just do the right thing with the wrong vibration, though. I did the right thing with the right vibration immediately afterwards. Like within seconds. And I'm still a piece of shit. And if I could just like die tomorrow, like I'm gonna pretend I'm gonna die tomorrow, and I need my last words to y'all on this subject to resonate. You're like, man, he told us this. God has never been mad at God or offended by God or rubbed the wrong way by God. Every time I was never mad, but every time I got hurt, plenty of hurt. It makes sense, Phil. Let's just keep it real. I'm psychologically getting accosted here. Like I'm like, ooh, yay. And it's like, oh, okay, well that's not a yay moment. Okay. Like there's a lot of emotions going on. God has never, let me say it the way I really want to say it. I don't really like to talk like that. Source has never taken you anywhere that hurt you. See, this is what I know. And I know it to be true forever, Jerome. Whenever you pen this in the poem, you don't have to like condense this into what I'm saying. I have no idea how to condense it into poetry, but I know what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. My mother was perfect, and I couldn't see it until she was dying. Dying the way she was dying, she was healthy enough for me to have my prejudice. Now that she can't hold a cup, can't walk, super happy. All of a sudden, Adrian, I see her for who she is. Trash. All trash.
But you know that that's the part though. That's your hope.
Right.
I feel bad. I need the recording of this because I don't even know what's going on. But I know that I prayed for listen, I prayed for every single thing of it because at the end of the day, life comes full circle. And everybody's life comes full circle. So in order for everything in life to be transitioned for everything, there's got to be a moment with you. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm with you 100%. We go
going on, like it. Jamal said a lot because whatever you go through, however you are handling this right now, the last time you might have been somewhere close to this type of situation, you wouldn't have been where you are right now with it. And you damn sure wouldn't have been sitting here talking to your people about it. Do you understand?
Transfer. I have drugged my own self.
I don't even know what you're talking about. And I can tell by the vibe that we on and looking at the people's faces where we was at. And I know how
drugged myself through the mud.
but it should make you feel good because
it does.
It's one thing for you to do it. It's another thing for someone else to do it. Especially when you replayed the story over and over and over in your mind of how you would have done. And it ain't got shit to do with the truth of the reality of really what's happening.
But and Adrian, you're doing so good right now because I've been, you're doing so good because I've been like, y'all just clap for Adrian for no reason. She just couldn't. She doing nothing. Real talk. Let me tell you why. Because what I've been wanting to say, and every time I wanted to say, I was like, well, no, only Phil gonna understand that. That's why I kept saying, oh, well, I'm gonna tell you, Adrian, I sum up what you're saying right here. I genuinely found myself last night during the full moon. I went and took out the trash because went and took out the trash. And I remember looking at the full moon. And I remember going, my mom was probably a karmic soulmate. I passed that test. No doubt about it. It is what it is. I passed it. And or maybe she wasn't. But I remember saying, damn, I may not incarnate with her no more. And it fucking broke my heart.
She now
I want you to think of, feel me? I want you to think about that. Yeah. I want you to think about that. I want you to think that I'm not having a conversation about this lady in this 66 years. And the first thing I said was, I said, you don't know me. Remember, Jerome? I said, but she's been knowing me for 37 million years. Remember I said this? I literally humor consulted all my points up front for this talk. I really did. I really did, okay? I really did. And I remember thinking, man, that's going to break my heart that we won't do this again. And I remember calling myself a hypocrite, Jamal. I do. I remember saying, no, just last week you was like, which leads me to my second point to get out of here. I only got 3. I'm gonna bring up my dad next. My ascension got in the way of seeing her ascension. I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. That one gonna have to sit there for a while.
They are intertwined in so many different ways. They come out in spurs. Sentinel. It has to be recognized because let me tell you something. Antonio T. Smith Jr., the power that you have now, today, you did not get until last week. This is a fact. That's fair. And I will tell you how I got it. Been able to go through anything that you are going through right now had anything had been different back then. It's a reason for it. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm just saying.
No, 100%. No, you and your prophetic gift, 100%. Because I remember saying 72 hours ago. Look, I need you to understand, Talisha. I'm dragging myself through the mud because I want you to get that I was the Pharisee and my mom was the tax collector. I don't care how good I was. I don't care how well I was being and how much I didn't. Nope. Wrong. Every day she cussed me out for no reason. She walked away justified, not me. Yeah, I don't get it. I'm like so quoting scriptures. It's the only time Jesus ever said justified was in that one particular parable. And and it was never judgment, Jamal. I'm trying to get y'all to see something. I never judged. I need you to get this. I never got, well, at least I didn't get mad and sin, right? I never outwardly got mad, and I never stayed inwardly mad. My feelings got hurt a lot, but I never. But that's 100%. That's 100%. I've been dragging myself this whole call. I have not. I really have not. I want you to hear this. Renee, I need you to hear this. I'm not a piece of shit because I'm saying it because it's clever or just a cuss word. Because I told myself, that's okay. Pause. Don't plant a bad seed. Pause. Don't be mad. Pause. Relax. And I never one time said, Phil, just give her a hug. I can't make it more plain than that. I did all this practice stuff. All this.
Come on.
Well, I learned
Come on.
this today.
Come on.
This is what the Bible.
Early. Come on.
I did everything the Bible intellectually tell Ken to do. Not one time did I do the heart of what Jesus said do. I tell you, Jerome.
Well then, Mr. Smith, where are thine accusers?
Fair enough.
Where are
Fair
thine
enough.
accusers? Huh?
Well,
I can't
they
hear
not
you.
around here, sir. I can't see none.
Then neither do I accuse you. Go and sin no more.
Fair
Come
enough.
on now.
Fair enough.
Don't get
That's 100%.
Don't get me started up in here.
That's 100%. No, I receive that for 100%, 100%, which I'll get to my dad, which is the last point. But my dad said, well, you know what, son? Both my parents call me son. I'm not sure. That must be some baby boomer stuff or something. They say son. You know, that's my name. My name is Son. It depends on how they say it. It depends on they say my full name or my nickname. You know, it's like Son is
I've noticed,
Antonio.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
I have. It's people my age that have boys. They call them son. They don't call them their name. They call them son. The girls they call them their name. But son, son.
That's like I call them.
You do the same thing?
I didn't no boys, but I call all my grandbabies my son. That's my son.
See, feel the hard S is Antonio and the soft S is Tony. You know, it's like son or Smith son, and it just depends. My dad told me we out of here in 2 minutes probably this. My dad told me. Actually, he told her, and then came back and told me. He said, "Well, son, that was the soft son. That was the Tony. Me and your mama are lucky, man. In our age, we done a lot of stuff, son, that without complaint, you took us in, both of us. We're lucky." And I remember sitting there thinking, that's a fact, Dad. I didn't think about that. That's not how I thought about it. I just thought y'all getting old. Don't die broke. I ain't think about it that way, you know what I'm saying? And I remember processing that. And then I remember last night, I'm done. I remember last night looking at the full moon. And I remember going, I may not reincarnate with her no more. Now I'm not, this doesn't matter if that's right. Doesn't matter if that's wrong. Doesn't matter if reincarnation is real. What matters is something in me knows this was way bigger than this lifetime. And I damn near missed it. And for that reason, I give to you, it's easy to forget. Easy to forget that my mama has rolled with me for millions of years. This was this. And it makes no sense that I can say, or I can hear somebody say, well, Judas may have really just fulfilled his role and not get that same damn credit to my mama. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can't plant better. You can't dominate. All right, everybody.
Remember,
hopefully
April Ryan. Remember, April Ryan, Black women will save the world.
None of that. Let me go grab that link so I can go look at that. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank y'all so much. Hopefully, me being on the cross tonight, the samurai sword, helped you out. Go forgive somebody if you haven't. Love you, everybody.
Love you more.
Love you more.
Love you more.
All right, y'all. Have a good one.
Good
All right, now.